Ever wonder about the origin of American coins? In 1909, Abraham Lincoln became the first American president to be featured on a circulating coin. Theodore Roosevelt had decided to celebrate Lincoln's 100th birthday by redesigning the 1-cent coin.
407 years ago, our fathers brought forth on this continent a new nation.
President Roosevelt chose the image for the coin from a 1907 plaque of Abraham Lincoln by sculptor Victor D. Brenner. The new pennies were so popular that lines formed outside the treasuries where they were available. The pennies went so fast they soon had to be rationed and were sold for as much as 25 cents each. This original Lincoln pose can still be found on our penny today. The Lincoln penny replaced the Indian head penny that had been used for the previous 50 years. (1932) also changed the history of coins. It was the bicentennial of George Washington's birth, and the Treasury Department suggested a design competition to honor our first president on a coin.
There is a destiny which has the control of our actions.
For the Washington circulating coin, Treasury Secretary Andrew Mellon chose the work of New York sculptor John Flanagan, whose portrait of Washington in profile is still featured on the obverse of the quarter today. The trend of placing American presidents on circulating coins continued in 1938 with Thomas Jefferson.
All men are created equal.
After 390 sets of models were submitted, the designs of sculptor Felix Schlag were selected, earning him a $1,000 prize. The portrait he submitted featured Jefferson dressed in a period coat and wearing a traditional 18th century peruke wig. The coin's reverse features Jefferson's historic home, Monticello. The Jefferson nickel remained unchanged for 66 years. In 1944, Franklin Delano Roosevelt was elected to an unprecedented fourth term as America's president.
Today, a hope of many years standing is in large part fulfilled.
2 years later, President Roosevelt was honored on the 10-cent coin. This was appropriate since FDR established the March of Dimes to fight polio. The Roosevelt image replaced the winged Liberty design that had been in use since 1916.
Ask not what your country can do for you. Ask what you can do for your country.
19 years later, on November 22, 1963, President John F. Kennedy was assassinated. A decision was quickly made to honor the nation's fallen leader by replacing the image of Franklin on the United States half-dollar. President Lyndon Johnson issued an executive order directing the United States Mint to change the half-dollar from Franklin to Kennedy. The last president to be honored on a coin was Dwight Eisenhower. In 1971, U.S. Mint Director Ava Adams presented Richard Nixon and Mamie Eisenhower with the new Eisenhower $1 coin.
With speed and honor, I shall go to Korea.
Both the front and back images were designed by Frank Gasparo, who also designed the Susan B. Anthony dollar. The Eisenhower dollar replaced the peace dollar and was only minted from 1971 to 1978. The 62-year process was now complete. American presidents were featured on every circulating coin. Abraham Lincoln on the 1 cent, Thomas Jefferson on the nickel, Franklin Roosevelt on the dime, George Washington on the quarter, John F. Kennedy on the half-dollar, and Dwight D. Eisenhower on the $1 coin.